Welcome to another episode of AniBreak, the show where we're going to break down the week's hottest topics in anime, manga, and video games. My name's Jason, and this week we're going to talk, let's start off with Medaka Box, Medaka Box. This has been a fun series. The first 12-episode season aired earlier this year. Crunchyroll actually picked it up and simulcasted it, and now it's actually licensed by Sentai Filmworks, formerly known as ADV. So hopefully we'll get some sort of, DVD or Blu-ray release probably next year. It's probably too late this year to get one. But they've actually announced in Japan a second season. Before I get to that, though, it's not really much of a spoiler, but at the end of Medaka Box, Medaka Box, I should say, the series literally out Dragon Ball Z's Dragon Ball Z. And it was surprising. I was enjoying the series. It's basically, girl comes into a school. She becomes the president of the student council. And there's been if you've seen previews of it, or even the figure of the main character, she has all these bands on her arm, and those are basically all the positions. And she's holding all those positions and kicking ass at all of them. And then eventually she starts handing them out to other people, and she forms her own group. But at the end, it literally just shifts to just zany DBZ-ness, and it was unbelievably awesome. And at the end of it, I was like, okay, there's kind of an opening for a second season, but it wasn't really all there. Apparently there was enough to actually get that second season launched. And we actually have finally a trailer for it, and I'm looking forward to this, so enjoy. It looks good. It looks just as zany as where it left off before. Now, it is coming out October 10th in Japan. No word yet if Crunchyroll or Sentai has actually picked up the rights to actually simulcast it stateside. One of the nice things about it is the theme song that you heard is actually sung by Minami Kuriyobashi, and I'm so happy for that. I always love to hear her voice in a lot of these opening theme songs. I want to talk about another series. It's an adaptation of apparently a best-selling manga. I've never heard of before, but the animation for the adaptation is actually done by Kyoto Animation, or KyoAni. And they're known for just a couple small things like, K-On! And, a bunch of other stuff like Haruhi, maybe My Ordinary Life, Nichijou. Yeah, they have some high quality standards at that company, and they always just hit their mark. Now they have a brand new series that they're going to work on. I'm not even going to try to say the actual title because my Japanese is very rusty. I will say the translated version, which is "She's youthfully delusional, but I want to love her." There's been a couple trailers about this series so far. Kind of vague, you're not sure what's going to happen with it. This one, which has been the longest promo so far, is definitely hitting the moe streak. And just by watching, you'll know what I mean, so enjoy. It looks cute. And then again, that's what KyoAni does. They know how to draw cute. They know how to produce cute. And I think they're going to have another hit on their hands. Is it going to be as big as even Haruhi or even K-On! For that matter? It left to be seen. I'm looking at it and thinking it'll be popular. It'll sell pretty decent. I don't know if it's going to be that at that same level as like K-On! But that starts October 3rd. Again, no word yet who's picking it up stateside. I've noticed recently, well, not recently, I've actually talked with some people about this in the chats throughout the week, that every season there always seems to be, I wouldn't say incestuous, but has incestuous tendencies. There's always a romantic comedy that has that. And you know what? For what it is, the romantic comedies, they decide to throw the incest, part in there. And for some people, that's what they're looking for, and that's fine. For me, I watch it and I'll laugh at it, but I'm not actively looking them out. And it always makes me chuckle that I always find at least one, if not two seasons every two series every single season, I should say, that keep on pushing the envelope a little bit. Now, granted, nothing has come even close to Yosuga no Sora, but and hopefully maybe not one will show up again for quite some time. The eye thing, the eye patch, that reminds me of another classic anime, but I don't think we're not going to have her all of a sudden like just start kicking everybody's ass at once. So that comes out, and I'm sure eventually Crunchyroll or somebody will announce that they're going to simulcast this. Let's talk about a convention real quick. It's been announced a while back that Japan Expo USA is going to be the latest anime convention to hit the States. The parent convention, Japan Expo, that takes place in France every single year, usually around the July 4th weekend. They pull in like 100 to 175,000 people. That's unique people every single year. They are huge. They dwarf AX. And they decided to expand to other countries. US is not their first country that they expanded to. So this is only one of, I think, like 4 others. And they've announced actually a few things. One, their date, which is going to be August 23rd through the 25th. So about a month and a half or so after AX. So if you're thinking about trying to go to both, which I actually would recommend, you actually have time and have time to save up and time to go check it out. The other thing, it's going to be up closer to San Francisco. It's not going to be in OC or Southern California. This is talking about the Santa Clara Convention Center. So I've been there once before. I actually like that convention center, and at the end of August, I think that's a good time for a convention. Now, the CEO and chairman of Sci-Fi Entertainment, Chio-chan Kitman, has been hoping to gain about 12,000 to 15,000 unique attendees for our first year. That's pretty ambitious, but considering who's backing them and I'm sure what plans they have, I think they might have a shot at it. I really, really do. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to go check it out. I'd love to go cover for the website. But I'll probably hit up that and possibly AX as well. I'm not sure yet. But August 23rd through 25th at the Santa Clara Convention Center. Now, if you want to check out more information and just keep up with them about what's happening, hit up. They have a brand new Facebook page up. It's facebook.com/Japan Expo USA. So go check that out. And in 2013, August 23rd through 25th at the Santa Clara Convention Center, the first ever Japan Expo USA. Let's talk. I want to talk about one more dub. Or what we're going to talk about for anime, Tiger and Bunny. This is a series that I've loved so much. I've actually marathoned, I think, 3 or 4 times so far. Absolutely fantastic. Love it to death. And Viz, when they announced it, that they acquired the rights, and of course they were doing an English dub. Okay, they have some my favorites playing roles in there. They especially have Kari Wahlgren as Blue Rose, and I'm really happy for that. You have Yuri Lowenthal as Barnaby Brooks Jr. That's going to be awesome. Wally Wingard's going to be Wild Tiger. That's a good pair. That's a good combination. I'm not the biggest fan of English dubs. I still watch and enjoy them, but so far this looks to be a damn good group. I was actually able to get to their panel at AX this year. It had all the voice actors and actresses up there, and they were just out there having a good time. They finally actually released an English trailer. A little bit of a dub. Doesn't have too much in terms of the character voicing, but at least the whole thing is English narrated. Let me go ahead and play that for you, and we'll talk a little more afterwards. So it definitely captures the same spirit as, at least for the announcer part. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, okay, it could be fun. Yeah, Simon Fugu in the chat, I agree with you. I wish they showed the dub for the rest of the characters, and I'm sure eventually they will. Viz is going to premiere the dub, of course, on its brand new Neon Alley service on the PS3 later this year. Yeah. I'm hoping that they would actually do a simulcast kind of thing where you have available on the PS3 during their Neon Alley, or at least throw it on their website, viz.com, or even throw it on Hulu. If I'm not mistaken, in chat room, please correct me if I'm wrong. I believe actually Tiger and Bunny right now just subtitle is actually available on Hulu. I forget where it's available at right now. Regardless, if you can find it, just watch it. It's like 26 episodes long. It'll go by in a heartbeat because you're just going to enjoy every single moment of it. Very rarely do they ever go back and have like filler episodes. Most of it is story. Some good action, some decent animation, nice blend of the 2D hand-drawn and the 3D CG. Sometimes you can't even really tell. But go check that out. I'm actually looking forward to see how the English dub is going to turn out. Let's talk. Oh, there's so much stuff to talk about. You know what? Let's jump over to some video game news. Over the past week, there's actually been 2 pretty big anniversaries for a couple franchises. I want to talk about... we'll talk about Square Enix first. So, on September 7th, so last Friday, was the 15th anniversary of the release of Final Fantasy VII in North America. A game that stole hundreds of hours away from every single person in the country. Oh, man, I went through so many copies of the game, it was ridiculous. But, I mean, it had some high-quality graphics for its time. I mean, granted, some of them were pre-rendered. Well, most of them were pre-rendered, what am I saying? But at the time, it was extraordinary what they could do. I mean, like, you got this classic scene right here. That used to be, like, the bleeding edge of graphics back then. And you know what? Still, it's still nice to look at least. And of course, this single frame here has been used, I forget how many times, in trailers and ads and promos everywhere. Now, here's the thing though. It's been 15 years. I mean, back from 1997. Even with its pre-rendered backgrounds and everything, it looked great. And since then, Sony hasn't actually released 2... Actually, well, if you include the handhelds, even 4 hugely more, graphically intensive products or systems. Where in the bloody hell is our remake? They teased all of us at the press release at E3 for the PlayStation 3, showing a tech demo of the intro, and everybody just started drooling at the prospects of it. And we haven't heard jack since then. They won't announce they're even working on one. I believe I read in in an article somewhere that they're not going to work on it until they believe it's ready and the technology is there. I'd be perfectly happy having a Final Fantasy VII remake with the graphical quality of Final Fantasy 13 too. I'm just saying, I'd be very happy with that. But a lot of people, were thinking, okay, we need to get at least a movie in there. Well, there was, technically there was 2 movies. The first one, Spirits Within, whatever. The next one, Advent Children, was actually kind of like a sequel to the game. I actually enjoyed it. Some good action scenes, nice graphics. Wasn't really too deep in terms of the storyline, but I can, look past that. A lot of people were wondering, when's the next movie coming out? You know what? Some fans in Italy decided to take it upon themselves to go, you know what? We're going to make our own. And, you know what? Fine. And they actually have apparently some sort of Square Enix's blessing, because they were actually on Square Enix's fan page, like their front page. So I'm guessing they're fine with it. I'm hoping they actually get past just making a trailer. But let me play it for you and you can enjoy. This needs to become a full-fledged movie. I really applaud these fans for putting so much effort into just the trailer. I'm really hoping they actually will garner enough funds to actually go forward with a full feature film. Unfortunately, before they started picking up by all the news websites about it, they actually started a Kickstarter saying, "Hey, we need some help. If you guys can help us out with this, we only need I think $4,000." They only got $80. By the time it was picked up by all these news websites, it was already over. So maybe they'll start up another one. If so, I'll donate $5 or $10 to it. It looks awesome. But I was saying there was a second significant gaming anniversary over the past week. Does anybody remember 9/9/99? Man, that was good day. I remember all the ads leading up to this console's release. This is by far my favorite console of all time and probably will stay there. I'm talking about the Sega Dreamcast. So, it has been, 13 years? Yeah. 13 years from 1999 to yeah. I love my console. I believe I actually have 2 consoles. They both still work. I sadly need to find my VMUs because I want to replay some of my old games that I have. And at the time, it had fantastic games, graphics that blew away the current at the time the current gen consoles. Unfortunately, it was shadowed far too often by the imminent release of the PlayStation 2, which I think that's basically what killed it. But I mean, it had, at the time, fun games. I mean, Sonic Adventure. I mean, that was like a de facto. You had to get that game when that came out. I played this a ton of times. Grandia 2. This one was actually one of the first times I ever cared about a sports game. The 2K series. It was like NFL 2K and the NBA 2K. That stuff was fun, and it actually had a built-in modem. So I was actually playing online for SegaNet. That was fantastic. I remember, watching the replays, and all of a sudden seeing the players start talking. You can see their mouths and everything. I'm like, holy crap, this is the future. And then there was also Jet Set Radio, and I'm really glad that's come back, or it's supposed to be coming out really soon on basically everything. Sega, I'd love to have a review copy, please. Thank you, Sega. Or if not, I'll just spend the $10. But the number one game that I spent so much I had to buy another copy because I burnt out. It basically played out the discs. Shenmue. Shenmue was just one of those like jaw-dropping, genre-defined moments that. And some people say it kind of started the whole bastardization of the QuickTime events. Yes, it did. Oh, good times. Good times. I remember playing Shenmue and imported Shenmue 2, and even though I couldn't play it because I couldn't understand what was going on. Then, of course, Shenmue 2 eventually came on to the Xbox. And played the crap out of that. And in order to celebrate, I wish I could buy one of these and actually fit in it. I can't right now. To, obviously celebrate the anniversary, Hatsune Miku, character designer K, decided to draw the Dreamcast if it was a, anime character. And here it is. This is a shirt you can actually buy. Now it's by Cospa, which means it's actually good quality, but they're really, they always have only just small shirts, and it's $40 for this shirt. The shirt goes on sale at the end of October, but it's not going to happen until after the Tokyo Game Show, which is coming up real soon. I'm really looking forward to hopefully, acquiring this one of these days when I finally, one, lose the weight enough to actually pick this up, and two, if I can find a copy at that time. It's cool to see, someone like Kay go out there and say, you know what, I enjoyed this console so much that I'm going to actually create this character for you. I think that's cool. And it's only like $40. It is Cospa, so most likely limited run as well. So, happy birthday to the Dreamcast, and of course, happy birthday to Final Fantasy VII. A little bit of surprising news from Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Konami actually announced that the Xbox 360 version of it in Japan was canceled. It's only going to be released in Japan on the PS3. So, leads the question, is this still going to be released on the 360 outside of Japan, like the stateside? Konami currently says yes, but given the fact that their core audience is not even going to receive it on the 360, one, how much effort are they going to put into a port? And two, are they even going to continue making it, or just make it a PS3 exclusive? It costs a hell of a lot of money to make these kind of games. Oh well. Those in Japan, they'll have to stick with the PS3 version. Those of you who have actually pre-ordered this game for the 360 stateside, no need to panic just yet, although I'm sure we'll get some sort of announcement to verify once again if it's going to come out stateside, probably another month or so. Yeah, it goes with the fact that the 360 died in Japan. Yeah, the numbers in Japan were just not there. I mean, put it this way. The Metal Gear Solid HD collection, when that hit Japan, it hit, just like a freaking major force on the PS3. The 360 version didn't even crack the top 20. So it gives you a clear example of where the loyalties lie with the fan base, at least in Japan. In America, the 360 and PS3 kinda neck and neck with the Wii far back, but they don't care. They just make money anyway. So, unfortunately, that is gone. But we do have some good news for another game coming out for actually both the 360 and the PS3. Resident Evil 6. This game looks beyond awesome. And they released a couple new trailers. I'm going to play one of them. This is basically No Hope Left. They're calling this trailer No Hope Left. So let me go ahead and play this and enjoy. Nothing says, violence just like classical music. You always have one with the other, especially in trailers and in movies. It looks fun. Of course, that's mostly, just like pre-rendered scenes. The nice thing about this one, I'm glad that Capcom is not only bringing it out for the PS3 and the Xbox 360, but they're bringing it out for my favorite console of all time, the PC. Yes, I'm a PC gamer. I'm really happy that's coming out in less than a month, actually. Yeah, Resident Evil on the PC. I'm looking forward to that. Which means I'm sure the difficulty level has risen significantly just because you can be a little more accurate or quicker, at least for me at least. You can actually be faster on a keyboard and mouse than you can for a controller. Some people have blown me away what they could do in terms of their accuracy on controllers, but you know what? That's just not me. So, all right. Let's see. What else should we talk about? I'm going to jump back a little bit to actually some anime news. Aniplex has actually announced, I think just yesterday, a new Blu-ray set that's coming stateside. And this is one that I plan on getting. Let me show you a picture of it and see if you can guess what it is. Yes, Bakemonogatari is an amazing series, a bit odd at times, but still enjoyable nonetheless. Aniplex is bringing a full Blu-ray complete set in a limited edition coming out this year on November 20th. This thing includes a 36-page booklet featuring character designs, concept art, commentary subtitled, and a really nice box design. I really like that what you have there. Of course, everything comes out on Blu-ray. It's the full thing on 6 Blu-rays, which tells me that it's basically the same thing as the original Japanese release. But, oh my god, is this thing so much cheaper than what you could buy in Japan. It's $150 for it, but $150 for something that costs usually twice to 3 times as much, yeah, that's absolutely incredible. I'm looking forward to seeing when this comes out. November 20th, you guys have time, just like me, to try to pick up or save up for a pre-order. Yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot more expensive. Just imagine what could have happened if they decided to go down the same route as, I don't know, Fate Zero, where that's like $450. I mean, you don't have as many special bonus features as you would have from that box set, but still, it's very nice. 6 Blu-rays, booklet, nice designs, $150. That's well worth it. All right. Well, I am going to bring up one final trailer before we end this. And it's a classic. And I mean classic in every sense of the word. And it's actually going to be re-released stateside on DVD, thanks to a little company called Nozomi Entertainment. I'm just going to play if you might know what it is. You might not. As I'm playing it right in the background. Sorry. This is The Rose of Versailles. Brings back memories. Yes, The Rose of Versailles, classic series from 1979, based around the French Revolution and Queen Marie Antoinette. Yeah, it's a 40-episode series that is finally going to get a limited edition DVD release next year. Nozomu Entertainment's going to handle the translation and the production, and you can buy it from their other company, rightstuff.com. Now, for those of you on the East Coast, and they're going to go to New York Comic Con next month, be envious. They're actually going to preview the first episode with English subtitles there. It hasn't been seen anywhere else. You're going to get that at least, 5-6 months before it comes out on DVD? Yeah. If you want some classic anime, you got to check it out. It was fun. And some people, I've had people ask me before, how do I know about all these old things? You weren't, really alive back then. Well, when I really got interested in anime, I would say 15 years ago or so, I literally took a good year and just started looking at all the backlog of stuff I've always missed, and I caught up on all of this. Not just talking about Robotech and Gundam, but stuff like this. So it's something that's enjoyable. It definitely has that classic 70s, 80s animation style that some people like and some people find annoying. You're just gonna, like it if you do, don't like it if you don't. Retro is cool, as Spoon says in the chat. All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much for joining us for another episode of AniBreak. Stay tuned for a short post show, and thank you for joining us. Have a great night.